All right, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to Flow Sessions. Doing a little update here on Bitcoin and the overall market. Bitcoin's kind of been struggling this morning to set this hourly higher low off the market open. We got this push up, down, and I'm thinking this might end up being kind of a choppy day with a move like this. No follow through, no trend, mostly sideways on all indicators. But we do have dominance falling, breaking this support, which was kind of what I was looking at on the 3-day. So been focusing on alts. Got chopped up this morning for sure. We're down like 40-50 bucks off the morning, but no big deal. We're focused on other names. USDT dominance too. We have a bit of a range here. I'm actually gonna make this a little easier for me to see. So cool. So we're rejecting off mid-range, 3 taps so far in the mid-range. So I'm using USDT dominance as well as BTC dominance to say if I should put my chips into alts or focus directly on Bitcoin. QQQ this morning sold off into the open, but had a bear break, no follow through here recently into the 382. So if this bounces back towards high day, I'm thinking Bitcoin will set its hourly higher low, even though it's been kind of this weird pattern this morning. Other names are a bit stronger in that sense. So let's look at Sui. Got few losses on Sui, trying to position here for an hourly higher low, mostly on this wick here. But now I am in a quarter position on Sui. You can see in the live trades in the bottom left, we have a 500 Sui position. It was 2,000 earlier today. Took some chops on it. And we're also still playing this AVNT hourly inverse head and shoulders. We just want to see price floating up towards here and not retesting this zone again. So we're in the 15-minute for that one, maybe tightening up. We have a 15-minute EMA rider. We have a little less momentum on this push up here. No real volume, so it's kind of not the best look for this name. This name really chops around volatility. I mean, each of these are like 10% candles, so that I might actually, I'm not loving that name for some reason today. Even though it was nice in the breakout, we caught a nice like 30-40 bucks in the breakout. But these 30-40 bucks ain't doing anything. We're trying to get this 960 in this challenge, get past this level. We've been on level 11 now for 2 weeks, so this is silly, but I don't have the conviction in trades to risk the full amount to get up there in one day. It'll be more like we have a quarter position we add, and then if we get a sign of reversal on larger time frames, we look for 4-hour, 12-hour higher lows, stuff like that. But until then, just capital preservation mode is the name of the game today, especially. So just trying not to take an L on the day, but it's been pretty choppy price action in general. So we may shut things down here soon and wait for more price to develop. But can't even get a measly 2R on this 15-minute on this AVNT after this breakout. But good position here, just more nicely and exited. It's just the re-entry here. It's been a little tough. In general, Bitcoin, like I said, needs to get above the daily high, and until that happens, we're sideways in Chopzilla. So trying not to chop myself up and lose all our capital. We only have about 40 bucks left until we get demoted back down to level 10. But that is the quick update. So it's kind of nice. AVAX saw this nice V shape that I posted about yesterday. We had the 15-minute higher low. Then we had an hourly cup and handle, broke bull with no follow through so far. But if Bitcoin gets its act together, this should also test these highs. So I have that. Aster got stopped out on a short, an SFP short, trying for double top. Nothing really going on there right now until some more trends develop. BNB bouncing nicely off daily EMA 12. Just these big moves down and the sideways just is classic bear flag. So these bottoms sometimes take some time. You know, you get something like this. You just have to be patient and not thinking the second that we bounce up to the 382 that we're going back up to all-time highs. That could happen, but it's not as likely. So Back to Sui. Yeah, I want to see these highs go. Send an alert here. But we do have the 3 drives down. We have the pressure and decreasing bearish momentum here. We got the cross. Did we get the cross? We didn't get any crosses yet. We're still, since the top here, up here, we haven't had money follow pressure yet. So that'll be a nice signal once that finally does happen, wherever it does happen. You know, it could be, this could happen until it finally goes back up, which would probably be something like this. All possible. Keep an eye on that as a signal, but you can see the arrow here has happened last Wednesday, and since then we basically, once we crossed again, we've just been pretty bearish. You know, we got a surf score of 56 right here. So this is definitely a reversal play, and it's tough to get in our full position on a reversal play. I'd rather play a wave that we're already riding that has the momentum behind it, that the trend is in our favor. But zoomed out, I am trying to position here for a monthly swing if this EQ breaks bullish. No, somewhere up here. So that'd be a big payday if that happened. That would get us pretty far along the challenge. You know, if I can grab the position size I want and we get the move that we want confirming, then, you know, we're looking at 20, 30,000, something like that. So that would be nice for the challenge. But until the price shows us that's happening, that is not happening, you know. But pretty strong, you know, on the locally, since we took this bottom here. We had this 5-minute uptrend. We're right now testing this big area of resistance here. Let's see if there's any blocks or fair value gaps in the 4-hour that we can out here too. Just confusing myself. So yeah, we had the big order block here yesterday. We just sliced right through, and the next fair value gap would be somewhere up here, which would be pretty significant bounce from where we're at now. No, let's see the size of the bounce would be, yeah, right to the golden pot. No, the 0.5. So maybe you see a move up into there, and then we form an EQ before down up. You know, there's a lot of different ways this could play out. So being patient and open to a few different ways that it could play out, but zooming out on the monthly picture, I want to see how this monthly candle looks when it closes in 7 days. That's going to be pretty important. So we're keeping an eye on that, keeping an eye on these areas of interest, and taking some positions, but it's a little frustrating because there's, you know, swing positions, because there's not as much conviction in like just a full port long out of capital preservation mode. Like I said, we also have 4-hour EMA 12 above, and a really shallow bounce to the 236 right now. So nothing really cooking yet at all. The only thing that maybe could is some alt shorts, especially if Bitcoin rolls over to new lows here. But I am letting the charts tell me what to do, and right now that would have made sense, you know, here maybe, but that was during the flush. Not here, I'm sorry, down here where we were at support, but now we are at resistance on dominance and USDT. So not really looking for shorts when the odds are down, unless we reclaim, then we could look for shorts right now. But right now just kind of chilling, trying not to do too much and trying to preserve capital and not lose it all. Tuesdays are been okay lately, but Tuesday nights have just been pretty brutal, pretty crappy price action. Lots of sideways and bleeding down. So trying to take it day by day and then week by week and month by month. 11 out of 30, not too bad, but I was really hoping to be, you know, towards 20 around this time. But the market gives what the market gives, and you just got to play what's in front of you. Anyway, have a good one.